Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's Total Body Strength. My name is Jazzy, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk, and we're going to get right into things today. So you are going to need at least one set of dumbbells. We are going to be doing 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of a rest slash transition period. So if you want to grab a heavier and a lighter set of dumbbells, like a medium weight, and start off with that medium weight and drop it down as we go through. So we're going to do the circuit 3 times. There are going to be 6 different movements, and today we're going to be doing a few movements at once. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate everything that we are going to be doing today. So we're going to start off. We're going to need our dumbbells here. And we're going to do some RDLs into a row. So we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart here. We're going to keep our pelvis tucked, core tight, push those hips back into that RDL position. And when we get to the bottom, we're going to row those dumbbells towards our butt, straighten the arms, squeeze the glutes, and stand back up. So it's going to be an RDL, a row, and then finishing. So that is going to be the first thing we're going to do. The second thing is going to be a squat to press. So dumbbells at the shoulders here, we are going to squat down and using that momentum, standing up as we push the weight overhead. So squatting down, standing up. So it's all one motion there. And then after that, we're going to do a curtsy lunge. So we're going to step diagonally and back, keeping those hips forward. And as we stand up, we're going to bring those arms up to the side. So we're going to do a side raise here as we step diagonal and back. So that's the third movement. And then we're going to do some reverse lunges with a bicep curl. So we're going to step back, straight behind, squeeze the glutes, curl on the way up. So it's all one motion there. So that's going to be the fourth thing. And then for our last 2 movements, we're going to do toe touches and then dead bugs. So feet in the air, dumbbells above our arms, exhaling using the core, touching your toes here. So 40 seconds of that, and then dead bugs. You can either do it without your dumbbells, but I do suggest using the dumbbells for that core assist. So extend one leg at a time, exhale, come back up using our core, not the legs. So that is the full circuit today. So we are going to be doing 3 rounds of that, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of that transition time. So we'll go ahead and get started with our warm up. So we're going to start in a half kneeling position here. Going to get our hips nice and warmed up. So we're going to do a half kneeling here, hip flexor into a hamstring stretch. So we're tucking the pelvis, keeping that core tight, squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground, bring those hips forward, raising that arm above head, breathing nice and deep into the belly, feeling everything in the front of our hip expanding. And on our next exhale, rocking back into that hamstring stretch. So glutes go back, body comes near the knee here, toes pointed towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch all the way through the back of our leg here. Calf, hamstring, everything. And on the next exhale, rocking back forward, tugging the pelvis, squeezing the glute of the knee that's on the ground, pushing those hips forward, raising that arm above head. Big, deep belly breaths. And exhaling into that hamstring stretch, so rocking those hips back. And we can go ahead and come out of that and switch over to the other leg. So switching sides here, half kneeling position. We're tucking the pelvis, squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground, push those hips forward, raising that arm overhead. Big deep belly breaths, feeling our belly expand, opening that front of the hip, and rocking back into that hamstring stretch, toes to the air or ceiling, whatever you want to call it. Bringing our chest down as close to the leg as we can, feeling that stretch all the way through the calf and the hamstring. And rocking back into that hip flexor stretch. So we're squeezing that glute, tucking the pelvis, push those hips forward, keeping our back straight. We don't want to be arching the back here. We want our back nice and straight. Opening up the front of our hips and rocking back one last time into that hamstring stretch. And we can go ahead and come out of that. And while we're on our knees here, we're going to do a couple quadruped rocks here, a couple quad rocks. So on the hands and knees, we're going to bring those glutes to the heels, hold for a second or two, come back up, and then really come up on top of those hands. We're going to warm up our hands as well. So we're rocking back, and then we're going to rock forward a little bit further than when we started. We're going to do 2 more of these. Keeping our back flat, squeezing those glutes, getting the glutes nice and warmed up. And last rock back here. Great job. All right, last thing for our warm up here on our hands and pushing ourselves up into a plank position, keeping that core tight. We're going to exhale, push ourselves up into that pike position, feeling that opening up our upper back here. And back to the plank. We're going to do that 2 more times. Up into that down dog or pike position. And back to plank. And last one. And back to plank. And we can go ahead and you can come down on your knees and we're going to return to standing. We're going to get started here. So we got RDL to rows first, 40 seconds of work. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we got our dumbbells in front of us. We're pushing our hips back into an RDL, pulling those dumbbells back towards the butt, squeezing the armpits, and then squeezing the glutes and standing back up. So it's 2 parts to the movement here. Keeping that core tight. Exhaling during our concentric portion. So as we stand up and also as we bring our arms back, keeping those elbows in, squeeze the back. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next, we have squat to press. So it's all one movement. We're exploding up using the legs, using our momentum to bring the weight overhead. Squat to press. 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're not going to hit anything above your head here today. So we're squatting down, squeeze the glutes, stand back up, knees out past that second toe. Don't forget to breathe. I don't know if you guys can hear that noise right now. That is my shoulder cracking. Okay. Well, here it goes again. We're exhaling, exploding up, using our momentum. It's all one movement. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Okay, up next, curtsy lunge into side raise. So we're stepping diagonally back, hips are forward. So you got headlights on your heads, blind the camera. We're gonna come down on the way up, pinkies up, parallel. 3, 2, 1. So we're alternating sides, making sure that our hands are not coming higher than our shoulders. I'm gonna protect our shoulder joints here. Knees still tracking past the second toe. All of our weight in the front foot. Great job. All one movement here. So we're standing, pushing up with our glutes and raising our arms at the same time. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next, we have reverse lunges into a bicep curl. So we are stepping back, using our momentum, curling the weight with our biceps. 3, 2, 1. So alternating sides here. Stepping back, using our biceps. Keeping that core tight, knees still tracking past the second toe. Our weight is in our front foot. So keeping that chest directly over the arch of the front foot, pushing the ground away from us, heel, big toe, little toe, squeezing those glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are laying on the ground. We got toe touches, and then we have dead bugs. And then we'll start at the top again. 2 more rounds after this one's done. Getting ready for toe touches with our feet in the air. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, bringing our hands close to our feet as we can. Making sure we are not using momentum. We are just using our core. If you feel like you could use some more weight here, definitely grab something a little heavier if you need to. It's going to help us get a nice strong core. Great job. Keep exhaling. 3, 2, 1. All right. Can lay here for a second. By a second, I mean like 20 because we got dead bugs next. So we're going to be holding our dumbbells directly above head. And we're doing opposite arm, opposite leg. Or if you have the dumbbells for the core assist, you're just holding them up there. Oh, we're going. So we're extending one leg at a time. Exhaling, bringing that knee back, making sure our belly button is pushed towards the ground. Our low back is not moving. Our spine is not moving. Keep that pelvis tucked. Exhale. Crush that apple. Doing great. Dumbbells are going to help us activate our core a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got 20 seconds and we're starting right back at the top with RDL to row. Great job. We got 2 more to go and we'll cool down. 3, 2, 1. So we're shoulder width apart, pushing the hips back, pulling our hands towards our butt on the outsides of our quads. Go down as far as you can with that RDL until you feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Making sure heel, big toe, little toe, pushing the ground away from us. Nice loose grip on those dumbbells. Don't want to be white knuckling the dumbbells. 3, 2, 1. Okay. We got a few seconds. Squats press coming up next. Definitely grab water during these rest periods if you need that. Highly recommend. Stay hydrated during the day, during these classes. Squats press 3, 2, 1. Dumbbells at the shoulders, squatting down, squeezing the glutes, dumbbells straight overhead, keeping that core tight, back is flat. Exhaling to help with the explosiveness of the movement. Whole foot on the ground, making sure we're not shrugging our shoulders towards our ears, our shoulder blades, and our low back, our back in general. Pull nice and tight here. It's right overhead. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Curtsy lunge to side raise is next. Making sure we're keeping those arms parallel, elbows parallel with the shoulders, pinkies up. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back in diagonal, hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Stand up, keeping our momentum here. Use those shoulders, squeezing through the sides of our shoulders. Shoulder blades still pulled down and back, nice and tight here. Knee tracking out past our second toe. Our weight is in that front foot. Back foot is just there for helping with balance. We're pushing off our front foot, not our back foot. 3, 2, 1. Okay, up next, reverse lunge into bicep curl. We're stepping back, alternating, curling up, using those biceps. 3, 2, 1. So similar to the curtsy lunge, but if you see from this angle, my chest is directly over the arch of the front of my foot. I'm not upright here, slight bend forward at the hips, squeezing the glutes, pushing the ground away from us, heel, big toe, little toe. Core is tight, using those biceps, making sure that we've got that heel pushing through the ground, activating our glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right. On the ground, we got toe touches, and we got dead bugs, and we got one more round to go. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, touching the toes with our dumbbells. Challenge yourself a little bit today. Grab some more weight or go slower, really using your core, not using any momentum. We improve week after week by either increasing our reps, our weight, or our execution. So we're being very mindful of how we're moving today with most intent. 3, 2, 1. All right, dead bugs are next. We got about 15 more seconds now, making sure we are extending one leg at a time using our core, not the hip flexors, to bring our legs back. 3, 2, 1. We are keeping our belly button pressed into the ground, pelvis is tucked, core is tight, knees staying directly over the hips. It's going to help us really engage the core, because if we bend them up too much, our core is not as engaged. So we want those knees directly above the hips, using our core to bring those knees back to that starting position. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last round coming on up, starting with RDL the row. You guys are doing awesome today. All right. RDL the row. 3, 2, 1. So feet shoulder width apart. Pushing those hips back. Squeeze the glutes coming back up. Oh, wait. Sorry, I forgot the row part. I was really just fixated on the RDL part. Pushing the hips back, pulling those elbows, the hands towards the butt here, going as far down as you can until you start to feel the pull in those hamstrings. Low back is flat, chin is tucked, our whole spine from our head all the way down to the glutes are nice and straight. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next, squat to press. Last one of these is our last round. Then we'll do a quick cool down. We'll get on with the rest of this wonderful Thursday. I think it's going to be a really nice day again outside. My favorite time of the year. 3, 2, 1. All right, squat to press. So dumbbells and the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes, keeping that core tight, using our momentum, driving the dumbbells up using the shoulders and our legs for help as well. And if you are like me and you feel or hear lots of popping in your arms, totally normal. As long as there's no pain associated, you are going to be good. 3, 2, 1. All right. Curtsy lunge into side raise is next. We're getting ready for that. Back in diagonal. 3, 2, 1. Keep those headlights blinding the camera. If you feel yourself opening up here, really turn the hips before you stand up. So this is where that intent and execution comes in. Really making sure that even if our weight feels a little light today, we're really practicing our mind to muscle connection. So we're really squeezing the glutes, standing up with just the glutes. It's really easy to do the movement and stand up, but really 3, 2, 1. Doing the movement correctly with proper form and intent is going to be way more important than just moving for the sake of movement. Reverse lunge to curl is next. We're going to get that started here. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back, curling the weight up. Great job. Keeping our grip nice and loose on those dumbbells. I don't want to be squeezing the dumbbells so hard that it hurts our hands, or that we squeeze it so hard that we start to feel that movement in our forearms. We only want to feel it in the biceps. Again, being really intentful with this movement, feeling your muscles work. 3, 2, 1. Last 2 movements, and then we're going to go into our cool down. We got toe touches, and then we got dead bugs. Last 2 movements, and it's time for a cool down. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, bringing those hands towards the feet. Being mindful of our movement today. Exhaling, using our core. Great job. We're almost done here. Three, 2, 1. Okay. One last movement. We got dead bugs coming up next. And then we're going to cool down. Use that core. 3, 2, 1. So knees directly above the hips. Core is engaged. Exhaling to help. Using our core instead of the legs. Keeping those knees directly above the hips. Just like I said, being intentful, moving nice and slow so that you feel the movement correctly through the core. I'd rather you slow it down and do less and do it correctly versus just going for the full 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that will conclude the workout portion of Total Body Strength this week. Go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to go ahead and go into our cool down. We're going to be on the ground on our backs for the cool down. Apparently, I also need to cool down because it's getting a little hot in here today already. Starting the day off with some heat. All right, so we're going to be on our backs here. And what we're going to start off is our pure form of stretch. So we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. And if that's a good stretch for you, go ahead and stay there. If you need a little bit extra, go ahead and interlace your fingers and either grab behind the knee or in front of the shin. And we're going to pull that shin or that leg towards our chest. Breathing nice and deep into our belly, feeling that low back expand. Opening up our hips. Great job, you guys. Let's do one more deep breath here. We can go ahead and gently release, bringing that left foot back to the ground. And we're going to do the same thing with our left ankle right above the right knee. And if that feels like a good stretch, go ahead and stay there. Or you can interlace your fingers and grab either behind the knee or in front of the shin, whatever is available to you, whatever feels best. Or pulling that leg towards our chest. We're breathing nice and deep into the belly. Slowly exhaling. Let's go ahead and do one more deep breath here. We can gently release out of that stretch. We're going to go ahead and flip on over onto the hands and our knees. And last thing we're going to do is we're just going to sink our hips back, walk our hands out, forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground. We're going to do some child's pose here. So we're going to do 3 deep breaths, exhaling longer than we're inhaling, letting the arms and the hips sink further into the ground. And let's do one more deep breath here. We can slowly, gently come out of that once we're done, or you can stay there if you would like, or you can return to seated, kneeling, or standing, however you would like to finish out. That is going to be all the time I have for you all this morning. Thank you for joining me for yet again another total body strength class. Don't forget today, we do have a few more live classes going on. So we have 2 stretch breaks, one at 11 and one at 2:30, both with Luis. Exercise with Exos at 12 with me. And then we also have our dance class with John at 12:30. So don't miss out on all those. Oh, and abs and core and mobility with Brittany at 4:30. So we got full lineup today. Don't miss out on any of those. As always, you can check out our SharePoint site for all of our information, including on how to sign up for our virtual blood drive, as well as the design to run virtual 5K and 10K. So thank you all for joining me. Great job today and enjoy the rest of your Thursday.